And so between 1903, when Grandma was born, and I think it was about 1907, 1908, there were two other children born who did not live very long, and they were named Nicholas and Teresa. So in 1907 and 1908, the next child came along who lived. I don't know whether it was the boy or the girl, but it was a boy and a girl. And so they named one Nicholas and one Teresa, which was a common practice back then. To, if children had died and you would name them, you would name the next children that. I don't think it was just the Italians that did it that way. And then in 1913, the last child was born, Carmela, who we called Auntie Millie, Mimi, or she was called Nella. And there's a very interesting story about her. In 1919, when she was about 6 years old, she couldn't remember whether it was on the main street in the North End, Hanover Street, or not.
Yeah.
But she was on a street. Her uncle was there. He pulled up in his car a while before. You know, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, sure.
And other people's parents became your parents when you were in their purview.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody took care of everybody. So she's there, and all of a sudden the explosion happens at the molasses factory, the Great Molasses Flood, as they called it.
Yep.
And molasses, a river of molasses started pouring down the street. And she would have gotten caught up in it, except her uncle came out, picked her up, and put her in his car.
Incredible.
And saved her.
Yeah.
And she swore that for years afterwards, she could, like so many others, thousands of others have sworn, you could still smell the molasses on a really hot summer day in the North End. And I believe I did too in the early 1980s, but I can't be sure.
That's a cool story.
Yeah,
Well,
I had a few glasses of Chianti in me at the time.
Okay. Yeah. So now she never got married.
She never got married. She had a very serious romance that looked like it was going to turn into marriage. Now, when that was, if it was during the 1940s or 50s or the 30s, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But it didn't work out for some reason.